is Bristol Marunde. We're going into the 4th episode of The Ultimate Fighter 16, and this is a big episode for me. Getting right into the episode, Team Nelson draws straws for who's going to be the fight pick. Julian gets a short straw, and he ends up choosing me. I have no idea why he wanted to choose to fight me, but hey, more power to him. So the fight pick happens, and Roy calls up Julian, and I thought for sure I wasn't going to fight because Julian was up. Why would they fight me? I'm going to kick the shit out of this kid. So Roy calls me, Bristol Marunde. Boom! What a roller coaster. I didn't think I was fighting, and now it's happening. So I put on my game face, I get up, and I get right in Julian's face for the face-off. And one thing you can't see from the video on TV is that the production has us hold this pose for a good 4 minutes. So we're sitting there for a long time. As I look deep into his eyes and let him know I'm serious, the best thing happens ever. I can hear Pat Barry in the background, deep voice, going, "Oh shit! Big mistake. You smell that?" Man, that got me fired up, and the rest of the team was laughing and poking at Julian and making fun of him. It was great. And the more they did that, the more Julian got fired up. He started breathing all heavy and hyperventilating. I couldn't believe it. And he looked away and all nervous. It just got my team more fired up. I loved it. And of course, when the production team told us to break, I let him move first. But when I kept the stare down, and he stopped and almost tripped and came back, and it was awesome. I loved that part, and that got me fired up for the fight. You know, as you saw, I had to cut a lot of weight. For some reason, I knew I was going to fight, so I'd already kind of cut the calories down, and I weighed in at 186 after the fight announcement. The weight cut sucked, but I had to do it, and that's part of the game. So, you know, I started at 15 pounds out. I lost 15 pounds of water. I started in the hot tub. Luckily, it was like 108 degrees out, and getting right into that hot tub sucked. That first minute, I knew that the next 24 hours were going to be terrible, and I literally watched the clock for 24 hours. I had my stopwatch, and I had it counting down, and sometimes I would just lay there, cutting weight, sitting, being miserable, watching the clock tick. Hey, but that's part of the game, and you know, if that's what I got to do to be in this house, so be it. You know, moving into fight day, man, I would have liked to felt better, but the night before, I didn't get hardly any sleep. Nick Webb, my roommate, was up eating peanut butter, slopping. For some reason, that kid was eating peanut butter in his bed. He would do it all the time. Pissed me off, and he knew that, so he was real loud. It was like 2 in the morning. He has light on, eating peanut butter. I'll get you back, Nick, for that one of these days, buddy. So going to the fight, man, I felt, you know, as prepared as I could be. You know, the house, this isn't conducive for being a pro athlete, but hey, I'm ready to go. This is what we came here to do. I could feel the pressure from Dana White and the TUF production executives. They want us to fight. And, you know, honestly, they don't give a shit about us. They just want us to go out there and bang it out and put on the most exciting fight as possible. That's fine. That's part of their business. But I need to take after me and take care of myself and look after my career. But still, I could feel that pressure to put on that good fight. So walking out to my fight, man, I felt, you know, good. And walking up to those double doors, man, this was a good moment. I've seen on TV many times these tough fighters walk out of this into the practice room and bang open those double doors, and here it was my turn. I get to do it. I'm behind that door. I hear the mark, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Boom, I push that door open, and this big adrenaline dump happened. I could feel it going through my veins. It was a good feeling. I felt strong. I felt powerful. I prepared myself for this fight, and no matter what happened, I was going to come out on top. One thing, I coming into this, I didn't want to underestimate this kid. I knew I was going to win, but anything can happen. This is MMA. So I come up to the cage. I can hear my team yelling for me and screaming, but I blocked it out. I just had adrenaline going, and it was my time. So I come into that cage, step in there. I can look down. I see Dana White and all the executives about 10 feet away watching me, critiquing me. I know this is going to be shown on TV. You know, I want to put on a good fight. I'm here to finish. And Julian walks in. He's looking mean. He's, you know, staring me down from the other side of the cage. Again, production slows it down. We're there for a good 5 minutes, just walking, pacing. Dana comes in, you know, tells us about the fight for TV. The ref's there. Are you ready? Are you ready? Of course I'm ready. Let's go. As soon as this starts, I come at him. I don't want to wait, and I clinch, and I'm going for that clinch, and I'm going for those knees. I land a good knee at his side. I could hear him, you know, scream out. He almost went down, but he's a tough kid. He keeps fighting back, and eventually he lands a big knee on my nose and splits me open. I could feel it, but this wasn't going to stop me. You know, we're throwing punches, and then bam! I could feel we headbutted, and a huge cut here on my eyebrow, and man, I could feel the blood coming out. I could taste it, and I could smell it, and you know, this only got me fired up more. There's something sick about it, but you know, fighters, we prepare for this moment, and this was, you know, essentially a worst case scenario for me. I'm bleeding. Whatever, let's go. You know, you're gonna have to kill me to beat me in this cage. Unless you put me out, I'm coming back. And you know, I keep fighting with this kid, and you know, I feel I'm starting to break. And it's the best feeling when you land those punches and land those kicks, and you hear that noise and that slap. Ah, man, it gets me energized and makes me want to go and finish the fight. So towards the end of the first round, I got him down on the ground, and I just start dropping elbows as hard as I could, and I could just hear him connecting right in his ribs. Oh, as I was hitting him, man, that was a good feeling. I let out a big, you know, a battle cry. I was fired up, you know. I mean, this is what we live for. This is what we train for every single day. And things weren't going right. The plan went out the window. Whatever, I'm here to fight. And, you know, I finished the fight. I ended up winning a decision, and I felt good. I wasn't happy about the fight at all. My strategy, my technique was terrible. But I won, and that's what I came here to do. And, you know, the house messes with you. You can't be 100%. You can't be perfect, staying up all night, cutting that weight, you know, everything. And this is not the right conditions for a pro athlete to perform, but that's the test. Who can perform under pressure? And I won this fight. I'm on to the next round. I feel great. You know, coming back to the house, I'm excited. Damn, it was kind of depressing. Get back to the house on a big high. I'm feeling good for my fight. I'm ready to go, and man, everybody's just sitting around all quiet. Man, that was tough, coming back to the house. You know, I wanted to go out and party and celebrate my win, but everybody at the house, life is normal. We got to get back to work, and that's it. That's part of the house, and that's the pressure. How are you going to deal with it? Coming on the highs and lows in the house, and that's what it is. We have ups and downs constantly, but coming back, I had 3 weeks left. You know, over 3 weeks left in the house. Man, I wanted to go home, but I couldn't. I still had work to do. That was my thought. I'm here for a purpose, and I'm here to fight, and that's what I'm going to do. I tossed and turned in bed that all night. I couldn't sleep, but that's it, man. I went to practice the next day and got an awesome workout in because I'm mentally tough and I'm physically prepared. Thanks for tuning in. Next week, see what happens.